for members of that community, and especially the elders, to become a part of the educational system. It's also very important for language and culture experts within that community to become a part of the educational system and to work with the youngsters. If that doesn't happen, then the languages will be lost and the cultures will change even more dramatically than they've changed to date.
What is the University of Alaska Anchorage, Dean Carl, if I can direct this question to you, doing to meet the regional needs of Native Alaskan and to increase the number of Native teachers?
Mm-hmm. The number of Native Alaskan students coming to the University of Alaska Anchorage has increased over the last 2 years, and we would project that that would continue to increase. I think part of what is happening at the University of Alaska Anchorage is we are beginning to understand what it means to be a regional campus. And we have been attempting to develop the linkages within the partnering idea that need to be characteristic of a regional campus that is serving South Central Alaska. Specifically in the area of education, the School of Education is working in concert with the educational community of South Central, but we also attempt to serve the state on a statewide basis in the area of special education. That's probably the major way in which we're attempting to respond to rural needs. We provide graduate level courses for people in special education or in what we call our rural specialist program through distance delivery. We have provided courses in over 110 different rural communities throughout the state, and presently we're running about 400 students a semester who are participating in our distance delivery program and accessing coursework from UAA through that mechanism. In addition to that, we have a graduate level program that is available to students in rural areas through distance education that we call the Rural Specialist Program. That program is designed to provide classroom teachers and educational personnel in rural communities with additional information on critical issues in rural communities, the suicide prevention, and a number of those kinds of issues. We have a number of faculty who are used extensively throughout the state in rural communities, and we are attempting to develop a UAA program in partnership with Prince William Sound Community College that really gives us an opportunity to develop and do some experimentation in a uniquely Alaskan Native teacher education program.
I'd like to turn our attention briefly to curriculum development. And Commissioner Demert, there seems to be a strong sense coming out of the March conference across the board that the cultural values should be an integral part of the curriculum, particularly in the early years. Who is doing what in this area, and where are these materials located?
Some of that material, first let me respond by saying I would agree that it is important for a variety of perspectives to be presented in the classroom and in the school, and that some of those perspectives ought to be not only Native Alaskan, but from a variety of the other cultures that have had a very significant role in developing the state, in developing Alaska. Some of the material that has been developed by the department, but that's been very little and a lot of time in between one set of books and another. I think a more important portion of that has been developed by schools throughout the state that have recognized the importance of different perspectives and different cultures. And they have developed some very excellent curriculum. But not only is the final product important, I think the process of developing that curriculum is as important, because the series of things that students do to develop that curriculum provide a great learning experience. And so even though we generally tend to think of curriculum as a finished product, I think the process is something that we can focus on in the state.
Mark Schellinger, if I could ask, what are we doing to reinforce the teaching of math and science in the early years to incorporate the language of math and science in reading and writing curricula and building the curriculum from the ground up?
What you're seeing in a lot of schools across the state, in large part thanks to the Department of Education, has been a focus on looking at the curriculum as a whole instead of trying to separate it into small parts. And so instead of teaching an hour of reading and then an hour of language arts and an hour of math, you're seeing a lot of integration of those subjects. I think that's real exciting. Programs like the Alaska State Writing Project, the department and the university both have collaborated on. When we talk about partnerships, that's one that's very concrete. It's been very effective because, again, it's given teachers a way of doing what they know they should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so probably the best answer to your question is by integrating instruction. You know, the curriculums are already there. We need to integrate those curriculums so we're teaching it in a way and in a method that students can really benefit from.
Dean Mohat and Dean Carl, what is the university, or what are the universities doing in terms of working with K through 12 schools in the areas of math and science and in whole language development?
In math and science, in the Fairbanks district, the Denali School in Fairbanks has recently picked a principal who is also a member of our faculty and has become a math science magnet. And in the process has formed a partnership between the teachers in that school and university faculty, and there's a tremendous infusion of university.
my time, huh? 177 hours and 42. Oh, yeah? You have to get a new drink. Yeah. Oh, we did. Jesus, you sure did go wider. Boy, that really shows, huh? You gotta look like it's not looking like this anymore. Yeah. Like a little bit of a shape. It might be anacorda sometimes. Once in a while, the pump will go haywire. Oh, yeah. I mean, by everything. Anacorda. Playing on school. Everybody, the stuff out there, we really hurting on it. Really bad. Cough, so getting off. We have to get some funding next year. He's on one? Yeah, I got him over here. The bet you got it. I mean, you know, how wide it is. Yeah, right. It's open with a lot, you can't. I think it's about all we can do. Yeah, I listen to the how long did you live? I used to do a while. Yeah, it was just a while, so it's get to driving. Yeah, go back to that. I hung that other stuff up, you know, like now we focus. You tied that one on the head. No. Oh. Yeah, I just hung it up. It was so soft. Yeah. You don't